so pale? Why? I'm black. Anyway, stop. Wing, 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 wing.
Wing, 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 wing.
I love them. I'm gonna wear them and stomp out disrespectful people. So, I'm gonna try to make it through this without being a big weenie like I typically am. Friends, I was like, I have to do a video today because I don't want my mind to win. First time I noticed that I guess I was kind of truly struggling was, I would say definitely sophomore year of college. Most of that year just kind of like slipped through the cracks because I didn't attend classes, mostly because I was just in bed all day. And I was in the morning, ignore my alarms, and then get up, brush my teeth, and then get back in the bed and just sleep all day. I can tell when it's really bad. It kind of feels like there's a haze over me. Like, I don't know if anybody else experiences that. You can let me know in the comments. But yeah, it just kind of feels like this really oppressive haze. And it kind of feels like I've just shifted into autopilot. Another time I noticed it pretty heavily was my school year, 2016, 2017. I just wasn't myself. Like, yeah, it was me, okay, but I feel like there was a veil over top of me and I was watching myself from inside of me. Sounds weird, sounds like I was on drugs. I was not, I promise. But that's the best way I can describe it. It was just like, you know, Mariah, why are you doing this? Like, you know, stop. Like, can't you see you're hurting people? Or can't you see, like, this isn't good? Like, you're not okay. And, it sucks. I think that's called dissociation. I'm gonna look into that. Yeah, I think that's what it is. If you know what it is, let me know in the comments. Yay. Like, obviously I'm a part of my body, but I don't like a lot of details of that year you can't really recollect, and I have a really good memory. Like, if you told me, like, okay, yeah, I can recount some things from that year, but it was really bad. I would just have spells of just crying. I actually I think last week I was in my mom and dad's room and I was just wrapped up in a little blanket burrito and I was just crying. Nobody did anything to me. I was just so sad. Like, I just felt this heaviness, and you know, it's like nothing I would do would shake it. That's just like, that's the most frustrating thing. What are you sad for? Nothing's going on. And it's not just sadness. Like, every single thing that I could think to do to cheer myself up just seems like it would take so much energy. And it's like, that might sound lazy to people who don't get it, but I really cannot find the energy to do so much. I have been putting off this video, or any video, any recording, for about 3 weeks. I have packages upstairs that I've gotten in the mail over the last few weeks for video ideas that I've had, but I haven't even had the energy to set up my mic and my light. I have all these things I want to show you all, but it's like I can't get myself to do them. And I love coming on here and talking to you guys, but it's just can't. On the worst days, I feel like I'm walking and talking in slow motion and everything's just kind of happening around me. And it just kind of feels like there's cinder blocks on my chest. That's why there's so much inconsistency on my channel as far as how often I upload, and, like, you know, these stretches of time. Ideally I want to upload every week or every other week, some kind of schedule, and I'll have it, and then, you know, it's like, okay, that's a great idea, let's execute it. And then I just get hit in the face with a wave. And then, as if that weren't enough, there's also the whole anxiety thing. I first started noticing the anxiety issues in high school when I first started going to public school. Very overwhelming. At lunchtime, I would feel like I would honestly feel like I was choking and like I was gonna suffocate. Turns out it was a condition called paradoxical vocal cords. Vocal folds are supposed to vibrate like this, like they kind of go like they kind of go like that. Okay. When you talk, paradoxical vocal cords, one of them just isn't getting with the program, and so it's kind of like like slapping like this, and it was the anxiety causing it to just kind of like spaz out. So I would sit in the lunchroom just feeling like I couldn't breathe. My first ever panic attack happened in 2013. It was the summer of 2013. It came out of nowhere. I remember exactly where I was. I was in my bedroom. It was like maybe 1 a.m., 2 a.m. All I know is that George Lopez was coming on. You know that's late night television. And everything, it felt like there was tunnel vision, and even talking about it now, like my sternum was getting kind of tight. I mean, it's really scary. It's not just like freaking out and rocking back and forth. Panic attacks are exhausting. They physically hurt, depending on how they are. Generally, the panic attacks that I experience are more mental. My thoughts will just race, and I physically have to kind of like grab onto the table and just settle myself. Well, my hands are shaking right now. So it'll typically be that, but the one I had in 2013, I was breathing so erratically that I wasn't processing carbon dioxide out of my body fast enough. I wasn't like filtering correctly. And so what happened was my hands started to close in, kind of like Barbie hands, you know, they kind of like, they would close in like this, and they were just stuck. Like I could not open my hands, and I felt like I was gonna throw up. I kept dry heaving in the car. Yeah, and that was the worst one. Except for more recently, August, was it August or September? I think it was late August of last year now, 2020. I was editing a video actually, which I love editing videos. It's my favorite part of doing this whole thing, which I mean, I love sharing with you guys. But I love the editing process. It takes me about like 15 to 18 hours to edit these videos, depending on what it is. But the time just floats by. I have so much fun doing it. So, yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy them. Anyway, I was editing a video and my heart rate just started accelerating. It's like they just come out of nowhere. My panic attacks, the ones that are just kind of violent, there never seems to be any real trigger, which is one of the most frustrating things. I'll be minding my business or doing something I like doing, and it just smacks you in the face. My heart rate got up to 144. Yeah, it was the best way I can describe it. It was honestly painful. One, because it's like your chest is like going really fast, and it's just really scary. And it felt like a bunch of, you know, jackhammers, and like the construction workers use jackhammers and stuff like that. It felt like tiny little construction workers with jackhammers were all over my body and just going on my body, and I was just shaking. It just felt like I was being electrocuted, and you know, I wanted to throw up, but I was dizzy. But I was just so scared, and every time you think it's going away, it would come back in another wave, and it's a really it can be a debilitating thing, and it just burns me up when people are just like, oh, stop being nervous, stop being scared, or they try to act like being anxious is like this quirky thing. You're like, oh my gosh, that gives me anxiety. And like, no. Even now, I want to upload this video because it's important, and this is a subject that's very important to me because obviously it hits close to home. It's taking all of my energy to even record this right now, but I told myself today, just keep doing the steps leading up to recording a video and maybe you'll do it. And I told my friends, I was like, I have to do a video today because I don't want my mind to win. I got up and I did my hair and oh my gosh. This was like a YouTube apology video. This is like the hardest thing, you guys. I'm not racist. I never should have said that. Can't be crying, my lash glue will get all messed up. Oh, I made myself get up, do my hair, do my makeup, and just keep pushing forward. It's like, okay, I finished that. Let's do something else. And each time I finished another task, I'm like, oh, I really don't, I just can't do it. So I'm contending with that. And then also the anxiety is, you know, going through my mind like, why are you doing this? You're so stupid for doing this. Like, no one's gonna care about how you feel. No one's gonna care about what you have to say. No one's gonna watch this. No one's gonna watch this all the way through. They're not gonna tell their friends. And it's like, you're wasting your time and you should have just stayed in bed. It's contending. But I'm doing it anyway. Because if I want to have the life that I want to live, then I just have to, you know, keep pressing on. I guess the main point of this video is just, I want you to know what's going on with me, and I know I'm not the only person that feels this way. Maybe this can help somebody else. Yeah. Speaking of being depressed and whatnot, scents can really, you know, lift your mood. You know, before I leave the house, I ask myself, who do I want to be today, or how do I want to feel? What do I want to evoke or portray? You know, so I have a whole collection, which I will definitely show you guys. That was part of the packages that I haven't brought down and recorded yet because, you know, depression and whatever. Okay, so the scent of the day is Larimar by Alt Fragrances. If you don't know, Alt Fragrances is a clone house. So they find you fragrances that smell like your faves, but for a way smaller price point. Normally I'm into knockoffs, like you won't catch me in any knockoff designer. I don't like that. But I mean, if you're just trying to smell good, best way I can describe it, it feels warm, like it smells like a person you don't want to let go. I'll put the notes for the fragrance down in the description box. It smells so good, y'all. I want to do song of the day. And since we're talking about mental health, I want to bring your attention to, and it's not always going to be a K-pop artist, it's just this one is rather important to me. It's actually going to be 2 songs. So the first one is from RM of BTS. He has a whole mixtape called Mono. That whole thing is just, oh, it's so cohesive. Every piece, like from beginning to end, it's just, first of all, there are no skips, which is rare for me. There are no skips on this mixtape. It just kind of feels like he's just pouring his heart and soul into this work, and it really resonated with me when I listened to it. I listened to it 3 times. The first time I listened to it, this is actually, I would say, probably my favorite track off of Mono. It's called Everything Goes. Basically, it's just reminding you that, you know, this too shall pass. The second song actually helped me out when I was in the ER for one of my panic attacks. I was being pumped with Ativan through an IV, and I was listening to Serendipity by Jimin of BTS. So it's on a BTS album, but Jimin's the only one that's singing it, or Jimin if you want to be a bit more cultured. Just let me love you. But yeah, that song feels like a warm hug, which everyone needs right now. So yeah. If you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave your comfort song, if you have one, in the comments, okay? That'll let me know that you made it this far. I really appreciate it if you did that. Also, like this video if you liked it, okay? Just, I like seeing the little thumbs. And if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to see you again. I love you, and choose to be joyful.